Viewer discretion advised. Refrain from watching if you're short-tempered or get offended or annoyed easily, or if you're under the age of 18. Also, don't watch if you're touchy on the following subjects, such as mental health, suicide, firearms, veterans, dark humor, swearing, violence, war, small parts of political and world events. The host, co-hosts, and guests are not professionals, so anything mental or physical health-related topics mentioned on Asylum Arms, take with a grain of salt and contact your doctor or therapist for advice or questions on those subjects.
All right, welcome back to Asylum Arms. We are on episode 42, not 41. And today we want to have Deadseapool Part 2. Welcome back, Pool. Even
Thank you, buddy.
I say welcome back, even though you're on this podcast every other week. But you know,
there's that, but
But anyways, here's a word from our sponsor from Audible. The app is completely free. It can be installed on all smartphones, tablets, and devices. You can listen across devices without losing your spot. And if you can't decide what you want to listen to, don't worry. You can keep your credits up to 1 year and use them to binge watch a whole series if you like. Audible also has a wide range of ebooks, comic books, podcasts. Like this one's also on podcast. If you have premium with Audible, you can actually watch Asylum Arms as well. And then also, eventually in the chat, you will see the link for Audible, and if you're listening to offline, it will be in the description in the link tree. But yeah, you can get your first 30-day free trial. And yeah, that's their sponsorship.
And yeah.
What was your day?
It wasn't too bad. Kind of lazy day, but I was doing, had a couple things I had to do and cook dinner and all that happy horse shit. How was yours?
Been a lazy day. I slept. I stayed up for like 26 hours last night, so it's been I slept for a good bit of it.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Insomnia.
Okay. Run into a wall head first.
That's fair.
Hopefully.
Or hire somebody to freaking hit you over the head with a cast iron pan.
Right.
That I feel like that would cause more issues than good.
Just pretend it's PUBG. Have someone just come in running in with a cast iron and think.
I think that's going to cause more issues than good. But, I'll pretend.
I mean, is it really brain damage if you don't have a brain?
I mean, fair. All right. Pool.
Yes, sir.
So since you are on this podcast a lot, and I'm going to steal one of your questions here that you ask every guest that's come back. What have you been up to since the last time you've been on?
Still the same height. Haven't shrunk any. Lots of medical bullshit and trying to get back into streaming. I've been doing a little bit better with it. That's really about it right now.
That guy, are you able to raise your head? Your head's like slightly out of frame.
Sit up.
Your head's like out of frame.
Getting freaking posture checked.
Damn, the host just posture checked the fucking pro. Evening chat.
Oh, looks like it's time to get a chair.
I want a fucking Secret Labs chair.
You mean this one? You mean like this one?
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
He's like,
Asshole.
I've got a Secret Labs chair and a fucking
I do.
Big Boy Go XLR. My dick's bigger.
I never said those words, but you still have the better mic arm than I do. I need to buy a better mic arm, but
it's a pain in the ass fucking arm is what it is. Because this particular mic is very heavy, and I have to crank down on the locks so much that you almost think you're gonna break them.
Yeah, the dynamic is pretty heavy too, so I probably have the same issue on that end.
Yeah, if I ever get the money together to buy the new mic that Lupo uses, I'm 100% going to do it. It's a lot
Isn't that
lighter.
Fucker like $1,000?
No, it's like $300.
Oh, well, cheaper than my bike. Got it.
It's a little bit more expensive than the one I use now, and this one's pretty expensive. Rocher.
So,
all right.
Pool. You said you were making some attempts at streaming. What kind of content are you putting out?
Horrible content. Like just
It's a
absolutely
lot.
crappy. It's sloppy. It's me, so it's just it's
Don't
normal.
don't let them
Um,
fool you.
it's fucking horrible. Shut up.
No, we like your
It's been
Valheim streams.
it's been quite a bit of Valheim. I because Modern Warfare 2 does not work on my PC anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, it crashes, completely crashes the system and locks up my PC if I play it.
Oh, Vanguard.
So Vanguard works, but Modern
Okay.
Warfare 2 doesn't. So I picked up Battlefield 2042 and I reinstalled Battlefront 2 Star Wars and been kind of toying with those, and they're an absolute fucking blast to get into. So hopefully I can keep that up. And there's some other games out there that I'm thinking about trying to dive into later on. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. So,
well, I will say this. I did re-download Vanguard, so if you ever want somebody to run some Vanguard with you, let me know.
Oh, absolutely. Hell yeah.
I'll run Vanguard with you. I prefer Vanguard for Modern Warfare 2 anyway.
I actually prefer Modern Warfare 2 when it works.
That's fair.
But the question is when does it work?
When it works, yeah. So,
it's been working for me for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
But
there was one story in your last episode that we didn't get on your last episode that I believe needs to be said. How did she get fired from broadcasting?
We are not going to talk about that.
No, you don't want to talk about that?
No, we are not going to talk about that. If we're trying to do anything with this podcast, we are definitely not bringing that bullshit up.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
so
I try.
What job did you hold in broadcasting?
I was a DJ.
I can do that now.
I was the asshole behind the mic going, "Hey, welcome to Pure Rock 104.5 and all this other stupid happy bullshit."
Snow, is that better?
Oh, that is actually better on my end.
Okay. Okay.
Well, occasionally with sinus issues, this ear likes to rattle.
Rattle?
Like vibrate.
Vibrate is one thing. Rattle, you might want to get that fucking checked out.
I had to reset my Go XLR settings, so I kind of forgot to adjust volume controls.
That works.
Yeah. But there you go.
Snow's wanting to know if it was a rock station.
It 100% was a rock station.
I mean, sounds like a bull thing.
Yeah, I had the fun hours. I had 12 to 5. Midnight to 5.
The funnest hours.
Ooh, you had Safe Harbor.
Oh yeah.
Safe Harbor.
I had a blast with it, and I used to get away with fucking murder. Until I actually tried to murder, basically. And then the FCC stepped in and went, "No, you're done, buddy."
So, what jobs did you do before the military?
Oh geez. I don't think of you as liking rock, Mr. Country. I mean, they're the same, like one of my favorite artists is Chris Ledoux. Chris Ledoux took rock and roll and country and fucking just put them together. Hey, come on now.
You put country with a rock undertone with a little bit of blues in the same room and see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I did a lot of different jobs. I was a FedEx driver for ground and home delivery. Actually kind of owned
I thought of that.
I was the what do you want to call it? I was a vacation driver, so I would step in and take over someone's truck while they went on vacation. So I was the guy that had to learn everybody's fucking routes.
You were the route relief then.
Pretty much. So I actually had the tougher job because I had to learn everybody's routes. And it'd switch every week. So I could be doing, one that, like, let's say has, 300 stops in one day. And the next week I have one that has like 60 stops in one day. But yeah, I had to learn all of it. So I was that jackass. Worked at a hot rod shop. We did a lot of customizations and electronic installs and shit like that. I mean, I kind of did a whole hell of a lot of different things. I've been a bartender. I've been Oh, fuck. A bouncer, you name it.
I could see Pool open up his own bar.
So out of the ones you listed,
Okay.
which one was the most stressful, and which one did you have the most fun with?
Stress wise, I would say probably the FedEx, because where I lived was in the Midwest. So winter times were absolutely horrendous.
I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. And that wasn't a whole lot of fun. Most fun I had was, I'd say, probably when I worked at the hot rod shop and when I was the head bartender for the Reno Nevada Bowling Association. I had a good time, especially when they had the ladies bowling league coming in for a week.
Oh,
I made a ton of fucking money.
so for those that don't know and those that may listen to this offline, Pool here has actually been helping me Pool helped me decide to go back to school for the whole broadcasting and production thing.
It's all lies. It's all lies, chat. Never happened.
Oh, shut up. I'm talking you up right now.
I know. That's why I'm telling them.
I think, and to be honest with you, I've had a blast with it.
Good. I think, and I told you before, I think you would be fantastic at it. And all you got to do is just dive in and just let it consume you and have fun with it.
In fact, I still love this. The whole bit before the podcast even started, I took a look at the freaking copy that sponsors sent.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm gonna kill him.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, just like when I was an instructor in the military, we went through courses on, how to be an instructor and things you don't say, and you listen to you do it so much and it's drilled into your head that, and I know I do it a lot now, and I hate it that I do it now because I used to never do it while I was an instructor, but I at one point I would sit there and listen to people talk to us, and in my head I'm counting how many times they say how many times they do this. I know. So yeah, it's amazing how quickly that shit gets embedded in you and just becomes a part of your norm.
So
I'll do it.
you remember
That's
I told
one.
you I had a teacher. Remember I told you I had a teacher that left after the semester?
Yeah, I believe so.
It was my broadcast writing teacher.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to have to turn off the background for this. But she left us with a parting gift.
I'm back.
A checklist of do's and don'ts.
Oh God. Yeah, we used to have to carry that shit everywhere.
I have it sitting up in front of my right behind my monitor. Just anytime I get the inkling to write an ad.
Well, it's like when I first started streaming. I had my main monitor, I had a secondary monitor, I had my laptop. And on one of my monitors, I would have a checklist. And I would go through that before I hit start, recording. And I would make sure that, let's be honest, when you first start streaming, you don't have viewers, but you don't want dead air. So it would constantly remind me, hey, talk about something, explain what the fuck you're doing, blah, 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 blah. Like I did that yesterday for like the first 30 minutes of my stream. So it's just, it just all clicks and continues that way.
Also, Kuma, thank you for the 16 months in a row.
I was just getting ready to put that.
If you had the opportunity, is there a job that you would actually go back to? Aside from the military?
To be honest with you, no. I think the reason for that would be there's some other things I would like to really kind of dip my toes into. And I think that, if you're going to improve or anything like that, you don't necessarily want to keep stepping backwards into your past. It's always good to, like what you're doing. I mean, you went head first into an entirely new, different career path. So I think if I could, I would definitely. There's a couple things I'd like to do. There's I guess you could say there's one hobby of mine that I would love to get back into, which is blacksmithing. I really want to get back into making knives and sword. Hell, I've got a Viking sword that I haven't even finished yet. I still have to do the handle, the guards, everything else. The blade's done. I would love to dive back into that type of stuff, but right
One
now
second,
the time.
I'll hold you.
Yep, the time isn't right for it, and until they can figure out some of these medical issues, it would be pointless for me because I wouldn't be able to swing the damn hammer.
Once I move out, I've talked about this before on the podcast. Once I move out, I want to try to start blacksmithing and just stream the entire thing before people can make fun of me.
That is okay. So what you're gonna have to remember with trying to live stream any type of like blacksmithing is a lot of the time you're gonna have to mute it because nobody is gonna listen to you fucking hammering away. Exactly.
No one's want to hear that.
Exactly. And the same thing's gonna happen when it comes down to doing grinding, finish grinding, hand. Well, I mean, I guess the hand sanding would be okay. But
you can talk in between the shit, but no one's going to hear it.
Yep. So it's
copyright music.
Live streaming blacksmithing is a real rough kind of area to get into because there is so many limitations and things of that nature that you have to look out for.
I'm not gonna fall.
That's where I would go. That's where I would actually go and actually suggest for you to do pre-recorded content.
Yep. That like so if you're just
music and
yeah, absolutely. I think if you're gonna do something like that, I believe that putting some just record it, put it on YouTube, do little clips on TikTok. I'm saying all this. I don't use TikTok. If you ever go to my YouTube channel, it's fucking bare blank, so it doesn't matter. So don't take any advice from me. Don't take any advice about streaming from me.
Okay, about streaming. Okay, I was about to say I've asked you for advice several occasions.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to talk about the whole you getting a sex change thing on.
Wow. All right. Then.
Okay, we
now that we brought it up.
Oh, God. I guess this is where I die.
He's like, well, this is where my career ends.
Yeah, this has been
Asylum Arms. I have a feeling I already know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, just in case on the odd chance you surprise me.
Okay, now I'm going to like purposely try to surprise you.
You've listed a few content creators before that you've looked up to, you've admired. If one of them came up to you tonight and said, "Hey, let's collab on something."
Okay.
Who would you want it to be?
That's kind of a rough one. Because the bad part is a lot of the content creators that I look up to, that I admire, that I just follow all the time. They're playing a game that is absolute dog shit and broken right now. So any type of collab with them is probably out of the question because nobody wants to play Tarkov anymore. So I would actually say, like, if I was looking for, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like a big time, well-known streamer. I don't know. I would love the opportunity to play a fuck around game with Genitals on Twitch. She is a fucking riot. Her laugh, like, legit is contagious. And she's such a positive and she's so fucking naive. Oh my god, I love her to death. Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure me and Hawk both thought you were gonna say Dr. Lupo.
Like I said, so the problem is being able to collaborate with someone like Dr. Lupo or Pool Shark or any of them is right now they're big Tarkov content creators. Well, Tarkov is in a horrible spot.
It is.
It's gotten fucking worse. As of yesterday, it got that much fucking worse when that new video got released.
I didn't watch the video.
Yeah, you got to watch it. Some dude, yeah, he pretty much they're figuring that people there's probably a 60 to 65% of the player base per raid that are cheating.
Whoa.
And they prove
That's
it.
astounding.
He proves it. He actually makes a second account, downloads the cheats, goes into the game, and there's a way to. Well, okay, so let's make it simple. Like
Damn,
one of the
that's
biggest
Rainbow
things.
Six Siege level of cheating.
Yeah, well, I mean, in Tarkov for the longest time, if you wanted to collaborate with somebody or show that you were friendly, you would wiggle.
Yeah.
So
True.
he ended up purchasing and using only the ESP cheat, so he can see everybody on the map, no matter where they're at. If there's anything in the way, he can still see them. So what he would do was, like, let's say he's on customs and he's at Big Red and he can see somebody in 3-story dorms. He would start wiggling. And if they were using a cheat, they knew he was doing it and they'd wiggle back. So the cheaters would let each other know, hey, I'm a cheater too. So every fucking match, he's running into 1, 2. He ran into 3 teams that all of them were fucking cheating. So, I mean, yeah, it's just, it's so horrible. So to say like Dr. Lupo or Tim, Darkness 429 or Pool Shark, I would love the opportunity to collaborate with them. Is it something that would realistically happen? Absolutely not, especially in the place that Tarkov is right now. I mean, I won't even fucking touch the goddamn game. It's so crap right now. So I would, because I've seen Jen play everything from Sea of Thieves to stuff like that, and she is such a fucking riot. I would love the opportunity to just kick back and just have a blast.
Yeah.
So was that good enough for you, Hawk? It wasn't who you were expecting.
Very good answer. I mean, I was not expecting that.
So, Pool.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite veteran streamer?
My favorite veteran streamer. I would probably say Pool Shark. He's like we all tell him, he's a national treasure. He's a Purple Heart recipient, been blown up multiple times. He loves to use the when he fucks up. He reminds everyone he got blown up. He's got brain damage, so don't blame him. So it's a fun time, and I mean, he's a great guy. Absolutely hysterical too.
It's always a good pick.
What are some games that you're looking forward to?
Looking forward to?
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily some new games. There's some games that are out right now that I would love to dip my toes into. Zombie or Zomboid, Project Zombie or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't think of it now.
Oh, Project Zomboid?
That's it. I would love to get into that. There's a couple servers that I've already been invited to. I don't even fucking own the game, and they invited me to the servers to play on. So I would love that. And No Man's Sky has really kind of piqued my interest. And then I guess the other big one, but I know it would absolutely melt my PC, would be Star Citizen. I really want to play
get
that.
a Star Citizen. I think I own it, actually. I just need to install it. I could be wrong, though.
Here's a new question.
Fuck, I hate it here.
We're all gamers. We all game. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Do you have a backlog
of games?
Yep.
Oh, 100%. I fucking do. If you play games, you've got a backlog of shit that you haven't played. So, like Epic, you go to the Epic store. I go to the Epic store every week because they have great games that are free.
That reminds me.
So I go there, and it's not necessarily I want the game, but it's fucking free, so I'm going to download it. Well, I've got a.
I'm sorry. It's not.
No, go ahead.
It's not even just Epic. Like fucking Xbox, PS4, they all got their own fucking version of it.
Mm-hmm. I've got I've got all the Tomb Raiders that I got. They had a big deal where you could get all the Tomb Raiders for free on Epic. I've got all those. BioShock and things like that. I've got this giant collection of fucking games on Epic. that I haven't even fucking touched. So I've got those. I've got some on Steam that I would love to dive into a little bit more, but they're not necessarily. How would you want to put it?
Attention grabbing.
I wouldn't even say that. I think it would be more of a fucking snooze fest if I was going to try to stream it for somebody, because it's a couple of them are a type of game where I've got to put all my focus and attention in the game, and we all know as a streamer you can't do that. If you leave your chat alone for 2 seconds unattended, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Especially my
anarchy.
chat, bunch of degenerates.
One of my ideas for streaming is that I recently bought every Assassin's Creed on Steam, and I want to do a playthrough of every Assassin's Creed game for streaming. It takes for fucking ever though.
It would, but
To play all of them fully through.
Hey, it's something that can definitely be done.
And add another game to my backlog.
Uh-oh. Which one?
Duskers or Dusker.
Oh, yeah. That's that alien fucking whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I looked at that one yesterday.
You can't call my backlog a backlog. There's like 300 plus games in my Steam library I haven't even touched.
That's a backlog.
True.
That's a stop buying games, fucker.
That's a whole freaking anvil.
That's like the people that you see on the news. They're like, I've got 15 kids and I can't afford anything. Stop fucking.
And then I have over there I got about 40 games in my Xbox I haven't touched, like another 40 on my PS4 I haven't touched.
Yep.
I own a clusterfuck of games I just haven't played. A lot of them have been given to me for free, so a lot of them I just either aren't interested in or haven't wanted to play yet.
Right.
So I actually ended up hearing via one of the streamers that I follow.
Okay.
Seeing an interesting idea. And I may try to do an offshoot of it this summer. Who knows?
What you got?
He took and he wrote down every one of the games that he's in that he has in his backlog.
Mm-hmm.
And plays 30 minutes of it a day for stream.
That's not a bad idea.
And then
uploads. I think that could work. I think that could definitely work. As long as it's not, I mean, so like on Steam, and I don't know why it happens on Steam. Steam's so fucking weird. But I go to the, the section where, they're going to explore and show you new games. Because I play Icarus and because I play Valheim, apparently that means I like every porn game that has ever come out.
You and me both get those. I don't know why. I get so many porn games, and it's because it relates to Valheim and fucking Scum. Like, how does it relate to those two?
Well, like today I was going through the queues trying to see if there's any, it's hopefully a surprise game that I thought I'd be interested in. And Bella was in the room and she was, whining and barking behind me. So I had my headset on, but I wasn't watching what the fuck was going on. And I turned around and I was playing with Bella. Well, the audio came on for this fucking game. I swore to God. Oh, it was bad. It's like the game's called like Carolina's Fantasies or some shit like that. Like this bitch is talking about how she's got a fantasy, and granted, this is all cartoon, animated graphics, but she's talking about she's got a fantasy of, she's being chased by a overly horny giant werewolf, and she really wants to fuck him. And then all of a sudden, there's audio of this thing, and I'm like, what in the fuck am I listening to? And I turned around and it's just like, Steam, you are so fucked up right now. I swear to God.
And the thing about Steam doesn't have like any like true age restriction, because half the time the age restriction doesn't even go off on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Like half the games on there don't even ask you for your age.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, and
only
I have a
games
problem
do.
with this. I have a problem with this. You see these games and you see these websites saying, I need age verification, right?
Yeah.
Anybody with half a brain in their skull can sit there and click a button, tell them that they're over 18 or over 21, this, that, and the other,
Right.
Get
Yeah.
past that age
Oh
verification.
yeah, fucking
Oh, yeah.
Steam. All they ask is what year you're born. Just the under 18 just be like 19 something.
Yeah, but let's be 100% honest. A lot of the kids these days, they're not going to be able to figure out how to get fucking to the age of 18, quote unquote. They're going to try to do math and be completely dumbfounded.
They're gonna put like 2008 and realize, oh fuck, that's not 18 yet.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Some of the kids in this generation are dumb as shit, and I'm not afraid to tell you you're a fucking idiot.
I'm happy. I am. It hurts me that I'm part of that generation. It hurts me.
Believe me, it hurts us too.
I'm in the back end of it, but it hurts me.
Do you really want to bring up that you're in the back end of it after we were talking about sex changes? Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hand you the shovel, Rex.
Hand me a 12 gauge. Fucking Christ.
I don't think you really want to talk about suck starting a shotgun right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Of course, we did have some. Where was it? It was in Nevada. Somebody suck started a shotgun and lived.
That's
I don't know
impressive.
how. I don't fucking know how.
That's impressive to say the least.
Did you ever see the idiot that's on YouTube that put the fucking pistol to his cheek and pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
Dude, that motherfucker, I just wanted to slap the shit out of him. Like, you fucking moron. He's got this look on his face when the gun goes off, like, oh, that hurt. Really?
Really? And
You're just now figuring that out.
That's a little fucked up. I can't say that.
So before we go into even more further territories, Paul, who's your favorite guest on Asylum Arms?
Who's my favorite guest? I don't know. What's the criteria? I mean, I can't just say one's been my favorite guest because
Top 5.
top 5. Oh fuck. Okay, so whiskey's one of them. Imperial
That's a good
Trooper, number 2.
Good one.
Strawberry, number 3. I gotta say it because it was fucking amazing when it happened. Whiskey's mom, number 4. To have her on there was totally fucking cool. Number 5. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd say Hawk. It's been really interesting watching Hawk progress and completely change since the podcast started, since his first interview. And then the second one, I mean, it's a complete a complete turnaround in the professionalism, the mannerism. I'd say Hawk's in there.
Hawk, your top 5.
Pool,
Fire.
whiskey.
I
With
can't. It's gone.
Mother.
2 whiskeys. Well, this is
Double
just
whiskey?
telling me-
Did you just do a double whiskey shot? Really? Really? And chased it with the mother? That's really bad.
This is just telling me we need to get whiskey on part 3. All this was telling me that we need a whiskey part 3 in the future.
Well,
MVK's
maybe when
episode was
like
actually
when
pretty
her
good when it
So in the
finally
future.
happened.
I'd say if you want to do something like that, I'd wait till she's
Down,
done
the
with
line.
the music thing and everything else.
Sit down
Wait
the
for
line.
her schedule to.
100%.
It'd be way down the line.
MVK's episode was pretty good.
No, which one?
That's a good one.
The first one when it finally happened.
You mean the one that was daylight?
Uh-huh.
While you're talking, let me go grab something real quick. I apologize.
I gotta say, Dev.
Good one. That was always a good one.
Even though his first episode went dark, like
That first fucking
10
5
minutes?
seconds of it. We asked once. Fuck.
10 minutes into the freaking episode, it took a.
Well, we're talking about video. So I believe we're talking about video games, and all of a sudden we're talking about the video game topics stuff, and then literally not even a fucking minute later, this fucker says, "So I first day I witnessed somebody get stabbed."
Yeah.
In the most calmest tone of voice as well, may I add.
Wait, what did I miss? Why am I getting licked? Hi.
Oh, we're just talking about how Dev's first episode went from 0 to 100 really fucking fast.
Oh yeah.
You always hear that left turn at Albuquerque.
Mm-hmm.
Dev made that turn.
Yeah, and he didn't
then
even
off a
kind of
cliff.
he didn't even kind of do like a gradual turn into
was
it. It was
hit
just
the brick wall and
yep. What's going on, Justin?
Fucking
See,
bad.
I remembered his name. What's up, Justin?
what's up, Justin?
I forgot he had a name.
I forgot he had a name. Typical fucking streamer. His chat doesn't even have a real name anymore. What a douche.
Ah,
God.
No offense, Justin.
You've been watching Dr. Disrespect too much.
I really watch
Motherfucker
Dr.
won't even read
Disrespect.
chat unless you drop $20.
I don't even watch Dr. Disrespect.
That's good because you probably don't want to bring him up on Twitch.
No, you probably don't. Thank God he's not a vet because that would be horrible if we had him on the podcast. If he's like a YouTube exclusive episode, if he was a vet.
Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't even be a YouTube exclusive. It'd be like, well, we're not using any cameras. This is only going audio.
Exactly.
join here. I'll put the bot in. Hour and a half later, we depart.
Like-
Oh, shut up, Justin. You're the one that freaking brought it up to me.
I mean, he is called Hawkeye fucking Light in the squad. Is this a squad Discord that he has his name Hawkeye Light?
Mhm.
Because there's one of the Discords that he's in. It's called Hawkeye Light. His name Hawkeye Light.
Okay,
So-
that's
I
fucking
don't
funny.
remember which one.
That's actually funny.
I think it's the squad.
I think they're realizing that Justin and I are mirroring each other. In a sense.
You're what the fuck did you just say?
Sir, that sounds like a
You got
sex
signed it.
position
I know
you
it's a
find in the
sinus.
Urban Dictionary.
You're saying mirror ring?
Yeah.
Got it. I just had to be sure because it was just kind of like, that's kind of a weird one on that one.
Just how you
Sounds like a
phrase it.
dead cat.
How you phrase it sounds like some kind of sex position you find on the Urban Dictionary.
Don't make me call you a kid this early into the podcast.
Why
Damn.
would you call me a kid? That's
You
rude.
said you got no nipples.
I'm not going to show this on stream.
Yeah, please
Yes.
fucking don't.
Oh yes.
Not only does
Man.
Twitch not want to see him, none of us want to fucking see that shit.
No, none of you do. You're correct about that one.
So,
I mean, I can show off my pretty scar.
little backstory here.
Here we are, back to the back stuff again.
Justin is actually going to be helping me out on some of the post production,
Very cool.
just to help with backlogs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good shit. Justin, you better be doing it for free, or you have to pay me. I don't know how exactly it works.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
It makes sense
Sure.
in
So
my
I'm-
mind.
I might throw him a few of the Asylum Arms stuff.
Oh, good as shit. So did I tell you why I was so pissed off yesterday at the beginning of my stream? So I belong to like one of those Facebook groups, then and it's military, on base, and they post a lot when, people are PCSing. For those of you who don't know, that means they're moving to the new duty station. And a lot of times service members will sell shit ridiculously fucking cheap just to get rid of it so they can move.
Not surprising.
Yeah, some motherfucker had a 2060 Ti for $75 fucking and needed it gone in an hour. But I got to pay back the government $2,250. So I'm like, motherfucker.
Damn it!
Oh, I wanted to go to the Department of Defense and kick him in the dick. And they can
Damn.
suck a fart out of my ass.
Oh, because I know you've been. I know you've been looking at upgrading
Well-
at least one of your rigs.
What I want to do, like the biggest thing for my streaming rig, I want to switch to an RTX graphics card because it would allow me to use the NVIDIA broadcasting software, which would allow me to manipulate cameras and this, that, and the other, which that's pretty much all it needs. I can continue to run that. It's a Ryzen 7, 32 gigs of RAM, with an RTX, I think can run for days. My future plans is, unfortunately, the Shaun of the Dead PC is getting a bit old. And to upgrade her is going to be twice as much as normal because she's custom water cooled or liquid cooled. So if I bought a graphics card, now I've got to buy the fucking liquid cooling plate for it, run new lines. It's not worth it. I looked up how much it would cost me to get the NZXT creators PC. It's like $1,700, which is still going to be cheaper than me upgrading Shaun of the Dead.
I'll buy it off of you.
Actually, what I thought about doing is making her into a server.
That's fair.
Have her finally wall mount her because she can actually mount to a TV wall mount and have her up. Or I've got a nephew that wants to really get into computer gaming.
Mm-hmm.
I would have no problem going, here you go, buddy.
Justin, remind me on Monday. I have a video to show you.
Uh-oh.
Once I get my laptop charger back.
Justin, if it's tubgirls.com, run the fuck away.
Now, actually, it's your testimonial.
Shut up.
The first part is the best part.
Okay, I got to admit, the first part of that testimonial, dude, that was some funny ass shit. Like, I sent that to Travis. Travis was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And then, Mod My Mods, they absolutely loved it because I fucking was sitting there supposedly drinking their shit. By the way, water with food coloring tastes like shit.
So,
but this was hang on.
We'll explain that here in a second, Justin.
This company this is the stuff that runs through my PC. Yeah, I know it looks like it's a fucking oil can, but I just thought it was fun when I was doing my testimonial that I was like, let's bring one of the sponsors into this. And I mean, it was something, the fucking beginning of COVID, and I was actually what I kind of fucked up on.
Whatever.
Well, no, what I fucked up on when I did the testimonial was I said, it was day, I don't remember, it's like 3,000 or whatever it was. We're already out of water, we're out of food. Actually, what I was gonna say is it's day 2. The entire world's out of food and fucking water, and we're stuck, doing this. Because I mean, look how stupid we all got not we, but mankind got when it's supposedly the end of the world was coming. Right? I mean, people were murdering each other for toilet paper.
Literally.
Yeah, no, I'm like,
legit.
I'm not being a fucking smartass about it. I'm literally saying
my wife and I went to Walmart and got toilet paper. Came out. We were sitting in the car. We hadn't quite left yet.
Mm-hmm.
And people were coming out behind us, and toilet paper falls in the middle of the road. I'm like, well, there's $3,000.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like, what was it this last year? Lumber prices for lumber went through the fucking roof, and there were people. It even happened in our neighborhood. One of my neighbors was doing was doing a little bit of reconstruction on some part of his home or something like that, and like these motherfuckers drove a truck into his yard, through his fucking fence, loaded up the lumber in their truck, and drove the fuck off. Now, granted, he's got cameras. I've got cameras. Like the entire cul-de-sac has cameras.
They kind of fucked up at that point.
Not only that, but the motherfuckers live like 2 blocks away. How stupid are you?
The lumber.
So what ended up happening was that what they were doing was they were leaving their house apparently because they actually came back over and he didn't press charges against them. They came over, they fixed the fence, they apologized in person. But they were leaving, and a Home Depot truck came into the neighborhood and had a stack of fucking plywood on it and 2x4s and whatever. So they followed it, And, it literally 2 blocks away from their house in a cul-de-sac, it backed up and dropped everything off. So 2 days after all that shit was dropped off, they were like, hey, I've got a brilliant idea. Let's drive through this dude's fence. And probably nobody will see it. Moron.
Driving through the guy's fence in the modern day of technology where over half the people own cameras.
I have 3 cameras on the outside of my house. He has 2. I've got 6 inside the house. Please come to my house and play, fuck around and find out.
And it would also not mention your
Darwin
fucking
Award.
was also not mentioned you live in Mississippi where over half the citizens have guns. Like
we don't really need to bring that up. You want to know how fucked up Mississippi is? I every other week, those that have been a part of my stream, every other week I cook. So once that week comes up, I go to Walmart, I buy all my food and everything necessary for the week. So on Tuesday was when I went and got all my food for the week. And I'm in the meat section and I know, like, I'm not bullshitting, ain't making it up. I turn around, there's this dude, full on Viking beard, got like 90% of his head fucking shaved, wearing a belt that has the fucking axe hanging off the side of it. And he's got a sax knife on the other side. And I just kind of looked at him for a second. He looked at me. He's like, how you doing? I was like, well, pretty good, Ragnar. What the fuck? And, we got to talk and he was just like, I actually, there's an event or convention or whatever it is. I'm like, yeah, I get that. Probably want to take the fucking belt off before you go into Walmart with an axe and a fucking, 19.5-inch fucking blade, you moron. And the great part was, he was like buying ribs and pork shoulders and all this stuff because, they're going to do whatever. But I'm just like, how do you step out of your vehicle and go, yeah, this is a good idea?
This is what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
I don't love people sometimes.
It's like concealing carry except for with an axe.
I wouldn't even say I love people sometimes. I love going to Walmart just to see the freak fucking show that's about to happen. And then I get pissed because I'm like, why am I in public?
Well, you don't like public. We don't know this.
No, I don't. I'm not going to hide it. I hate the public.
All right. So I told Justin that we would
send me the link for the testimonial because I'm getting DMs. People are like, wait, you did a testimonial? It's been a few fucking years.
Sorry.
I gotta find it.
Alerts are always disabled on the podcast.
Well, if you give me just a couple minutes, I'll find it.
Yeah, no worries.
But for Justin's sake, how about we explain what we were referring to as far as like the shellback tech and
oh yeah. So there was a point in time, there was a organization started by a Navy veteran named Travis, better known as Shellback Tech, which is kind of like his handle. And what they did was they built a free, one-of-a-kind, personalized computer for disabled veterans to give them a way of, whether they're using it for school, gaming, streaming, whatever it was.
And first responders.
No, not when it first started. First responders came later. So like when I got mine, he was only doing veterans at the time. But
I know
he did branch out to first responders. But it was a deal. He had a lot of sponsors that were involved. Arazi, make the chair, the desks that I use. At that time, you would get a free desk, a free chair. Mine was a little bit different than some of the other builds that were out there. My PC was actually built twice, I guess you could say. It was originally built one way, and then Travis's computer got destroyed, and what ended up happening is he used some parts from my new build to rebuild his, and I even told him, I was like, use my entire fucking PC. You know, your PC is more important, type of thing. So the PC that I got, which is called the Shaun of the Dead build, is personalized to me. One of my favorite movies is Shaun of the Dead. When Travis heard about it, he was totally stoked. He wanted to build this PC more than anything. So this one is a little bit unique because I have 3 components in this PC that are actually Travis's. The 1080 Ti, he bought at the height of the Bitcoin, or the what are they called?
The first crypto.
The first crypto run. So 1080 Ti at the time was like almost $3,000. You know, the motherboard, the GPU, and the CPU are all his personal. Thermaltake came in, provided the case, the radiator, the pump. There was a lot of people that got involved. The monitor was sponsored. I don't even remember if I got peripherals anymore. It's been so long.
I
I remember going home. I remember going home from dinner as you were unboxing.
Oh my! Well, so what sucks so bad, and I know it fucking broke Travis's heart, was UPS was not careful shipping this thing. So one of the legs on the case got broke, which was absolutely heartbreaking, you know. And then, Travis, I love you to death if you ever hear or see this, but I fucking hate you at the same time because you made it liquid cooled. And he told me
when it was your face.
Oh, dude.
When
well, the look on my face.
Stream.
Okay, so about that part, the original plan was we were going to take a quick break while I filled the PC off stream, because if something happened, I mean, could you imagine filling this thing, fucking it up, and just destroying this beautiful, you know, it's a fucking piece of art is what it is. So it was like, we'll take like a 10-15 minute break, and then we'll bring it back up, and, you know, we'll power it up and they can see the water or the liquid cooling running. No, Travis, you son of a bitch, just out of the blue. All right, let's fill this fucker up. And I'm like, that's not what we agreed on. You know, so he's trying to explain to me how to fucking, you know, fill this thing. And the only thing I'm thinking of is I'm going to fucking wreck this live on Twitch and look like the biggest fucking idiot in the world. I didn't, which was good, but completely scary. You know, when the PC was first supposed to come out, it was supposed to show up in January.
OBS has crashed.
Oh, well, fuck me running.
Dun 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 dun.
We are now taking our commercial break.
Yeah. Oh, it's fully crashed. Yeah, white screen and everything. On the reopen.
Hey, it's not bad. I think I look pretty good, being that it's like 87 degrees in my fucking studio right now.
Ooh.
I'm sweating up a fucking storm, and you can't tell. Well, because I got the camera
really
facing this way, so I didn't want the window open with the extra fans blowing all the fucking hot air out.
I really hate this.
Okay,
next year I'm gonna have to learn how to do makeup.
Yeah, have fun with that bullshit.
Okay,
I'm telling you what. In all honesty, you have an RTX. Start using the NVIDIA broadcasting software, because they have a way inside the software to do the lightening and darkening and smoothing of the skin tones, so you don't have to use makeup. That's why I want this fucking graphics card so bad. Because believe me, it takes a lot to make this look presentable, and I'm not even fucking presentable.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I ever upgrade from this freaking 3060,
nope. No, you're gonna build fucking mama a fucking PC.
She won't take any of my shit.
No shit. All right, I think we're back up and running because Kariana's already talking shit. You call that presentable? No, that's what I said. I can never look presentable.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah. Here, I will look presentable to all of you right now.
We just need a few gallons of bleach.
Now I
Hey,
look presentable.
Hey, you fucked up my overlay, you piece of shit.
I know. That's why I did it, you motherfucker.
Fucking asshole.
That's funny, though, because fucking Hawkeye on 2 different screens. He's like split right down his fucking belly button.
You're not wrong.
What the hell are you doing, Hawk?
Getting water.
Your water.
Nobody.
Right
Okay,
there.
look. All right. I know you're learning broadcasting. You're. That makes it look like you're actually in a fucking studio doing a live broadcast on the radio station. Because yeah, we had a fucking water cooler behind us. Hawkeye looked like a disappointed dad in the background when you did that. Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, my dad looks like that all the fucking time. He's like, this motherfucker.
Fair.
No, we legit have a water cooler.
Oh, yeah.
And we put it in here to actually make my ADHD ass fucking drink more water.
So, Pool.
Yes, sir.
I know we said we weren't going to touch on military much, but what was your favorite place that you were deployed in?
Favorite place or favorite deployment?
Well, favorite place, favorite both, I guess.
Well, okay. Favorite place to be deployed? Latvia.
What did you like about the culture in Latvia?
Nobody. Okay, look. If you're a male, and you're going.
Hey. Oh wait, no, that's a horrible question to ask. Never mind.
Yes,
I just realized where that was. Nope, never mind.
Nah. Hang on. If you're a male or if you're a woman that appreciates beautiful women, Leapai is ridiculous. Like every woman is just like drop dead gorgeous. I mean, like we okay. Look, I'm not saying that old women aren't pretty, but when you're looking at, you know, someone that's in her 70s and 80s and you're like, bet you that chick's like 30. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I appreciate beautiful boobs. I mean tits. I mean, yes, there's a lot of that too. Not only that, but the part that we were at, so apparently in Leapai, there's not a lot of black folk. So we had one guy that was with us, and when we got out of the vehicles and we were going to a restaurant, the Army colonel that was escorting us decided to take us to like a 5-star restaurant in Latvia. And when he got out of the vehicle, like all these Latvian, teenagers and women come rushing up to him. They wanted a picture, and he's just like, he got this weird look, and they're like, "Oh, Michael Jordan." We fucking, all of us died fucking laughing. You know, he's out there for 35 minutes taking pictures with all these people that are calling him fucking Michael Jordan. Dude ain't got a lick of fucking athleticism in him. But I mean, it was just, it was fun. Leapai, best deployment. I guess that was my most fun. Best deployment and most memorable, I would say, was I would have to say Haiti after the earthquake and the tsunami and everything else that hit that place. We did a lot of good over there, and I think that's probably the most memorable part. We did some really cool things. We saw some really shitty things, but probably that's the biggest one that'll stick with me till the utter bitter end.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I did send you that link.
I see that, and thank you for that. What was that? Pool, that testimony was amazing, really powerful. It was completely scripted, Justin. I made the entire thing up on the spot. I didn't even write a script for it. I turned record on, and there's what you had.
Don't worry.
The only part that was scripted was all the pictures and the video in the background. Other than that, I did it all just like off the cuff.
Don't worry, Paul. Eventually, your stubborn ass won't die soon. Don't worry about it.
You're probably not wrong.
Your stubborn ass is gonna live into the hundreds.
Fuck no, I'm not. I will take my life before I get to 100. Fuck that shit. Look, I didn't think I was going to make it past 21. So the fact that I'm 47 and still somewhat breathing on this fucking earth, I've exceeded expectations. I've gone past my warranty. I mean, yeah, granted, I get new parts about every other fucking year, but you know, there comes a point in time, like with any vehicle, you know, when the cost outweighs the price of the vehicle, you kind of got to let it go.
True. Paul is like that one beater car that no one wants.
I'm so glad I was originally going to wear a wife beater, and that would have just made total fucking sense to what you just said. And I'm glad I didn't decide to fucking wear one tonight.
Oh,
too fucking funny. Oh, by the way, if anybody knows how to use, wait one, because I forgot the name of the program. Thermaltech RGB Plus, fucking give me a ring, especially Travis, because you remember how like the Shaun of the Dead, everything was red and white, and it's speckled and this, that, and the other. The new TT RGB Plus fucking program came out. None of it works. I've got a rainbow over here now.
oh damn.
It's like, you know, if you look at, well, I mean, Justin, you saw the testimonial. That computer is all red and white. And when it's actually running at the time, it kind of looked like blood, you know, splattering on a window and this, that, and the other. Yeah, no, this motherfucker is that happy rainbow RGB, you know, I'm a first time gamer looking fucking PC right now. And I tried to go through and what's that?
Have you Googled how? Or
yeah, they completely changed the program from what the original was. So everything that was on the original fucking program was wiped out when the new program came in, and they don't have the same settings. So the only part of my PC right now that is red and white is the fans, because we had to replace those shortly after I got the PC. The fan controller blew out. So he sent me a new fan controller, new fans. They're controlled by a remote. But like the radiator, the CPU, the RAM, and everything else like that, yeah, no, 100% fucking rainbow.
So instead of blood, we murdered a unicorn and put it in your PC.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. 100%, we're gonna go with that.
Essentially.
Yeah. Now I did find a program, and I actually use it on my streaming rig called Signal RGB. I'm hoping, well, no, I can't do it on this one because the only thing it recognizes is my keyboard and mouse, which doesn't work well. But that program on the other rig is kind of cool because you can actually sync your mouse, your keyboard, your RAM, any RGB in your PC all together in one program, and just click a button and fucking works amazing. Hashtag not an ad. Signal RGB. Give me a call. We'll have a talk later.
True.
He's like, yeah, we're gonna use that.
Yeah. So, Pool.
Sir?
What is your favorite firearm?
My favorite firearm?
Yes.
Are we talking sidearm, or are we talking like
Full
boom
blown.
stick shit? Boom shit stick, huh? Shit, I've got 4. So the Modus, the 50 cal, that's one of them. The Mark 19, a fully automatic grenade launcher. Believe me, it is really fucking cool. Plus, for those of you that don't know this, that aren't in the military, or those of you that are in the military and never realized this, did you know the casing for a Mark 19 grenade, once it's been cleaned out, holds exactly 1.5 ounces of fucking liquor? It is the perfect shot glass. It doesn't rust. And depending on which unit you're with and their restrictions on picking up brass, they're kind of free. The unit I was with was not free. Luckily, I knew the fucking GM. Next gun would be the Mosin. That gun is absolutely fucking brutal. My son, one of my sons, my oldest son, he bought one for himself. I was very proud of it. I was very proud of him for buying one. And he was like, I cannot wait to shoot this rifle. And I said, you probably don't want to fire it more than 5 times. And he proceeded to do an extended magazine on it. Or no, it wasn't a magazine. Was it internal? I think it was.
Did he mag dump it?
No, there's not an actual magazine. It's all stripper clip off the top.
Oh, okay.
I believe if I remember the video right, he got 4 shots in before he damn near fucking dislocated his shoulder. That particular round is a brutal fucking 7.62 round. So that's one of my favorites. The SKS
That's a good
is
one.
absolutely love that rifle. It was one of the first rifles I ever got taught how to fire as a kid. I had the Russian version. There's a lot of Chinese and Czechoslovakian versions that are running around right now. And an original Russian SKS. I had the bayonet. I had the cleaning kit in the butt. Phenomenal fucking gun. Absolutely.
If we're
phenomenal.
gonna do an XKS, you gotta do the Russian.
If you can get them, because actually
Yeah,
it's very rare. I mean, you'll get a lot of Chinese knockoffs. And I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they're knockoffs. They're just, they obviously you're gonna build them cheaper somewhere else.
Reproduction versions of them.
No, they're working production. That's just it. They're working production. But
I know
at the time, it was cheaper for them to actually purchase them from China than it was for them to build them.
Yeah.
So that's where that came in. The Czech version came in and whatnot. It really good rifle. And then the last one, actually, that puts me at 5. So I lied and I'm an asshole and I apologize. The M1 Garand. The legit first rifle I ever fired. And I actually qualified at the age of 8 years old to go into a pro tournament against Bella against adults in a marksman 300-yard shoot. So phenomenal fucking gun. And yes, Justin, you're right. The ping when that bitch fucking is empty, the sound alone is remarkable, and it will never ever leave the back of your head.
So fucking satisfying.
No, no, it's not. Well, okay, so at a range, absolutely satisfying. I guarantee you, in the middle of a combat zone, you hear ping, you're panicking like a motherfucker.
No, not in a combat zone. That makes you think there's a grenade.
No, that means you're out of ammo and that dude's still shooting at you.
True, that too. Oh, but no,
yeah, that scares the fuck out of you. I'd say that for the M4, but I mean, like every 3 shots, that bitch fucking jams.
What sick bastard decided to say, "Hey, M1 Garand, let's tell the enemies we know we're empty."
Yeah, like you can legit hear that ping. Like
tell the enemies that we're empty.
So fucking loud. It's so loud, but it's such a good rifle. It really is.
All right,
and then I guess my EDC. Guess if we're talking pistol, wait, one empty. That's my EDC 45 ACP. Short barrel, very compact. Yeah, she's my baby.
So we heard guns. You have a favorite airframe?
Fuck. See, you can't do this to me. Why do you do this? Are we talking air to air? Are we talking air to ground? What are we talking here?
Air to air and utility.
And utility. Oh, that's a new one. Air to air. I hate to say it, but the Hornet. Well, actually the Hornet too. Phenomenal aircraft. I would say all-time aircraft. I mean, it's fucking Warthog. You can blow the fucking entire like back half of the plane off. That bitch will still fly and land. Just
And the pilot will be like, I don't. It was back there.
Not only
Exactly.
that, but you realize if you ever see a cross section of a warthog, there's like the pilot is sitting on a chair. Underneath the chair is this giant fucking Gatling gun. He's sitting on the barrel of a gun that shoots fucking uranium depleted rounds to blow up tanks. It's like, look,
You
women.
hear?
It's not even that. It's not even that. Like women, think about it. I know it happens a lot. I've heard. Not gonna say I've heard, but like y'all sit on a washing machine when it's like on the final cycle and it kind of vibrates. Could you imagine sitting on top of a Gatling gun shooting depleted uranium rounds? Come on. Like even every guy that sits on that thing is bricked the fuck up at that point. It's like the coolest thing ever. Like you know, there's movies out there where, you know, there's a guy riding a rocket and that's really fucking cool. You know, Armageddon, he jumps on that rocket and, you know, acts like an idiot. But I mean, you're flying around sitting on a Gatling gun. How fucking cool is that? Utility wise, I'm gonna throw an oddball for you. How about Puff? How about Puff the Magic Dragon, the C-130 gunship? To see that plane bank and literally a rain of fire come out of the sky and decimate everything underneath it. But if need be, she can land and pick up 135 fucking troops and take off. It's kind of an amazing fucking aircraft. Not only that, but at one time, like if you look at like the Vietnam era, you know, they were using Cobra gunships and Hueys, and they had rocket
one of my
pods.
favorite helicopters.
Yeah, and they had rocket pods where they were shooting flechettes. For those of you that don't know, it's a rocket that halfway through its flight, it opens up and it throws out like 10,000 nails that are like 3.5 inches long with fins on them. You will deforest anything when those things come out, but there's actual footage, and I'm not going to say I've seen any of this because people literally being nailed to a tree, trying to escape one of these fucking rounds. It can cover, what did they say it could do? It could cover a football field with a 1/2-inch spacing between fucking nails. Like, I'm sorry, but our military, whoever thought that shit up, was a fucking psychotic genius.
So Paul, you mentioned trees. What is your favorite tree?
What is my favorite? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Where the fuck? My favorite tree.
Well, I know where he got the question from, but
yeah, I know.
You
know, I know we talked about this when the podcast was coming up, and I'd say I'd answer anything, but where the fuck did the favorite tree come from?
I said my life. But, yeah.
The acacia tree.
Okay.
And I'll actually answer my own question here.
Fuck.
So, favorite all-around aircraft has to be the again Warthog.
Oh yeah.
Then I also do like the Hornet.
Yeah, I mean it's right now. I mean, well, no, I take that back because the F-35 Raptor would be considered our primary air-to-air. But I mean, after the Tomcat was ruled out and this, that, and the other, and the Hornet came in, I mean, she's become the workhorse of the military.
Hmm.
So utility, I'm actually going to have to go with a helicopter.
You didn't know? No, you okay? You fucking suck.
I dealt with helicopters.
I know. If I'd have known helicopters, I'd have brought up the Apache, bitch.
I actually don't like the Apache.
I do, because it's one of the only fucking helicopters that we have that if you go down and you're being attacked and you survive the crash, you can go to the wing and pull a fucking handheld rocket off the side of it and fucking fight.
Okay, so
For those of you that have never seen the movie Firebirds, go fucking see that movie.
let me be clear here. I love the idea of the Apache helicopter.
Okay, so you love the idea of the Apache. What do you think about the Comanche, the quote unquote stealth version?
I haven't really seen one.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a secret project that was released fucking like 30 years ago.
As far as utility, I agree with you on the C-130, but I also want to put the Blackhawk up there.
Yeah, I mean the Blackhawk. I mean she's a big workhorse. When it comes to damn near all branches. We all carry them in some form. You know, the Navy flies them off the decks of carriers. So do the Marines. You know, they have their own amphibious. For those of you that don't realize, the Marines actually have fucking ships. They have aircraft carriers themselves, and you know they fly a lot of helos off of there. The Air Force has them. Fuck, the Coast Guard. Fucking Homeland Security has Blackhawks.
Now,
in the worst color combination you could ever fucking dream of.
What color's the Homeland?
It's the Coast Guard, so it's orange and fucking white.
White, orange and white.
Yes, let's make a Blackhawk orange.
The good thing is that we don't send the Coast Guard to war. Thank God, because you know once you get out past like 6 feet, most of them can't touch the bottom of the seabed anymore, and then like they've got to go back home. At that point,
you don't even need fucking heat-sinking rockets.
So, honorable mention here would be the Chinook.
I mean, I would replace the Chinook. I would bring in, I think it's the UH-64 Huey. She like during the Vietnam era, that was the workhorse of like all aircraft, including the intruders were some bad bitches when it came to Vietnam era aircraft. I mean, these were low level, but they were flying low enough that snipers could kill the fucking pilot. That's how fucking low these planes were flying. But the Huey, I mean, like these things were equipped as gunships. They were equipped as troop carriers. They were medic helicopters. Like you name it, this helicopter during that time period did it. And they're still in service today.
Air Force.
Army still has them too. Army has them. Coast Guard still fucking flies Hueys. Obviously, you know, there's plenty of civilian side security forces that use them. I believe there's quite a few of them in service with the police departments and things like that. Other than what they called in Firebirds, the Scorpion attack chopper, the little bubble helicopter that every fucking news station has.
Little Bird.
Yeah. I thought so. Like one of my favorite all-time aircraft movies. I've got 3. Top Gun obviously is going to be in there. Flight of the Intruder is one of my other favorites, and then Firebirds.
Did you ever watch Top Gun 2?
I did.
Okay.
What was your opinion?
Fucking fantastic. Okay, so I'll tell you right off the bat, when the movie started and that fucking song started, like I was bricked up and I was like, oh shit, it's fucking Top Gun type of thing. By the time the movie was over, I thought they did a really good job of bringing a lot of the old movie in with the new. They kind of explained a lot of different things, you know, like his love interest in the movie. We didn't hear a lot about her. We heard snippets about her in the first one. So it was kind of cool to bring those 2 parts together. Val Kilmer, fucking phenomenal part in the movie.
I fucking cried.
I didn't cry, but I was kind of choked up. You know, the guy wasn't supposed to be able to speak, and all of a sudden, part of the way through, he started talking. Hang on 1 second, guys.
So I'll say this: my wife and I went and watched Maverick in theaters.
I bet that was fucking phenomenal.
I saw it in Fabric. I saw it in theaters too.
I saw it on my phone, like this fucking big. So fuck you guys.
That song started,
Oh, I had chills.
My wife swears to this day she started hearing me start giggling like a fucking school child.
Oh, I did. I will tell you right now. I was laying in this fucking bed when the movie was released on Paramount, and I was totally ready. Had it, I've got, well, actually I'm using it right now as a light, but I have a phone stand that has a light and phone clamp. So had it perfectly positioned, dogs around me. I was like, it's gonna be great. Fucking song started, and yeah, no, I was giggling. I was like, no shot, this is about to happen. Like, it's fucking Top Gun. We've got Maverick. We don't have Goose, but we've got all the big players, and I was excited.
Yeah, well,
And then what threw me off in the movie? I know you want to bring nostalgia back. I know you do. Really? You're going to have just a bare bones Tomcat sitting in a hangar? How fucking convenient.
Oh, right?
That kind of was like, But at the same time, I mean, it's still the Tomcat. You're going to hit the brakes. He's going to fly right by you. You're going to do all the classic fucking, Maverick and Top Gun shit. I thought it was a fantastic movie, and I'll be honest, in a time, and I'm going to apologize to the audience right now. If what I'm about to say is going to offend you, I'm sorry. Ish. I think in today's day and age where there's a lot of negativity inside of our country against our own country, I think this movie was kind of a resurgence because it actually, like, it was one of the biggest grossing movies of this time. There was a huge just fuck. I mean, when Top Gun first came out, it for those that don't know, there was a big push all of a sudden in recruiting at the Navy. Like, everybody wanted to be a fucking pilot. And like everyone was gung ho, and we love this country, and we want to be fucking Maverick or Iceman or Cougar, or, well, not Cougar. Like, in the movie, he flipped out and couldn't even land his plane. But I think Maverick did the same thing. There was this big push into, everybody was like, oh fuck, we've got a movie that's like USA fucking rocks type of thing. So yeah. I give the movie a ton of credit, and I'd love to see what it did, because it did actually push a lot of people just like, military's kind of cool. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're probably not gonna make it be as a pilot, but fuck it, have fun.
Have fun. Live your life.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I'm not in the Air Force. I know we've had a lot of guests that are Air Force, and they'll be the first ones to tell you. You join the Air Force, and you go out in town, and people are like, "Oh, are you a veteran? Are you serving?" Yeah, I'm in the Air Force. Oh, you're a pilot. They actually have other jobs. There's a guy that like legit sits in an office and checks out vehicles.
I mean, look at Strawberry. She's a medic.
Exactly. But everyone thinks, oh, you're Air Force, you're a pilot. Navy.
Have you seen the protocols for a fucking pilot?
Oh yeah. Like Navy, everyone thinks, oh, you're in the Navy? What ship have you been on? Bitch, I ain't never been on a ship. I was a CB. Army? The only thing I hear after I say I'm a CB, they're like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, it's complicated. It's like construction workers, but we're manly with guns.
We're manly with guns.
Freaking
Christ. I mean, you're not wrong though.
I mean, like when the CBs were made, prior to the CBs, prior to 1942, the military would hire construction contractors to come and build shit. But if the base was being overrun and everything else like that, these people were being killed. They were being captured. They weren't, according to rules and regulations on the battlefield, they weren't allowed to fight. So, a certain admiral after 1942, he put together the idea of the CBs and was like, why don't we hire these motherfuckers as, Navy personnel and teach them how to fight. And now that, they can build and fight. And that's where we came from. You know, we
I still
literally
love the
came
fucking-
we literally came from Pearl Harbor.
I still love the freaking story of the freaking train in Korea.
The great fucking CB train robbery. Yeah. Yeah, we did some fucking sketchy shit. Like we went behind enemy lines. We stole a train.
Stole beer.
Was it a bunch
Well,
of
no,
alcohol?
I was getting to that part. We stole a train just to move personnel, but it just so happened that, you know, on the way, we found an area that had a lot of beer. So naturally, we stole that too. And then halfway home, the train track was blown up. So what did we do? We might have stopped the train, rebuilt the train track, and then fucking drove off anyway. So, I mean, like the great CB train robbery, one of the greatest stories of all time.
Summed up in like 30 seconds.
These
Yeah,
fuckers
no,
steal
if
shit
you
and take it apart half the time.
Oh yeah, no, that's that we call it tactically borrowing.
True.
Amongst other things. But if y'all ever get an opportunity, look up, you know, like legit the great CB train robbery, or on TikTok, I can't remember the guy's name. He does a lot of military stories on TikTok. He has a TikTok about the train robbery that is fucking hysterical the way he puts it.
Rubber ducky or
Is it Rubber Ducky?
something?
I can't
engineer
remember.
or something.
Yeah,
Electrician.
if you
Bad
like,
electrician.
there you go. But if you type in, you know, fucking CB train robbery, you'll find the video, and it's fucking phenomenal. But if you ever get an opportunity to actually read the entire story, it's completely insane what these guys did. What do we got from Kari? Today at work, I noticed this older gentleman wearing a Vietnam vet hat and thanked him for his service. He looked at me in shock and then got teary-eyed and said, "Thank you." I hear that often. Thank you. When it comes to the Vietnam vets, they
don't.
They deserve all the thanks in the world. They didn't hear that when they came home. If I see somebody wearing a Vietnam a hat, a lapel, you know, pin or something like that, 100%, I will thank them for their service, because they went to a war where they were completely forgotten about, and at one point during their return, they were hated. And it's a fucking shame.
Like,
they got treated like shit when they got home. Yeah, 100%. Oh, 100%, Kari. 100%. Yeah, I mean, my dad was one of those like weirdo motherfuckers in Vietnam.
Your dad went back 4 times.
Yeah, well, times? I mean, you were only required to do a one tour. This fucker did 5. That means you volunteered 4 more times. Fuck is wrong with you, you stupid ass?
Freaking.
Charlie wants to kill me. Let me go back. But I learned a valuable lesson from him, and I kind of taught it to some of my junior troops, and my chain of command got really pissed off when they found out what I said. But I learned from him, if you serve in a combat unit, if you live longer than the guy that outranks you, you kind of make rank a lot faster. You can like no shot. My dad went from like an E5 to like an E8 in like 2 weeks, because he outlived everyone else. And he told me that. He was like, "Look, you're going to the CBs, you're probably going to combat, just outlive the guy that fucking ranks higher than you." And I'm like, you know, you could have just said, just make it home, but now you really want me to pick up lieutenant in a week, you fuck.
Right.
Back then, I mean, there was a lot of shady shit that happened.
All right. So we are over our threshold.
We are over our threshold. I apologize, chat. It's my fault. And it's Rex's fault, because that whole sex change bullshit.
It's also OBS's fault, because it decided, you know.
All right, look, for those of you that are going to listen to this later on and not see the video, The look on fucking Rex's face every time I bring up the sex change is fucking hysterical.
I'm just gonna do
Love
this for a
extra
bit.
content. Okay, Justin, we didn't tell you, but when we hit that hour and a half mark, we're actually charging your credit card $9.99 a minute.
Yeah, and you're yeah. That's fuckers right now.
That's why when we do these second interviews, we push a little farther.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Oh fuck, dude. Okay, so we got to talk after this.
It's worth it. All right. Put timer on for 2 more hours.
I'm getting that RTX. Justin's paying for it. He just doesn't know about it yet.
Oh, sure. We're gonna make the broke college student.
Yeah, 100%. Welcome to fucking adulthood.
If that's the case, just do it. If that's the case, just have Ice do it.
Oh fuck.
Oh no. Because then he's gonna light it on fire.
It's fair. It's fair.
He's gonna fuck up and lick it, and nobody's gonna want it after that. Broke? Who you talking about? Welcome to being a disabled vet. We're always fucking broke.
All right, guys. Our raid target is gonna be deadly. The raid did deadly in a while.
We're gonna raid deadly?
Yeah.
That works.
Haven't been in there in a while.
We're gonna raid some deadly once I.
Oh, real quick.